patients wonder how we keep up with the fast-paced technology and the huge amounts of hearing research that's going on.
Part of our brand is that we are well educated and aware of what's going on in our field, not just clinically, but in terms of research. So that puts a huge burden on us to stay informed. And as part of that, it seems like all I do is read when I'm not with patients, and I enjoy it, but it's hard to remember it all. So we make copies of everything and we have it in files so we can hand it to patients whenever something comes up. They like it, and it helps us remember things that we might forget otherwise. So right now we have, this is just a recent batch of information on tinnitus, and it comes from a wide variety of sources. So we have the recent article in the New Yorker. We have an article from the Hearing Journal that is a review article. We have 10 products that were just released and discussed for possibly helping with tinnitus. And then we have this very interesting survey that was done by Sergei Kochkin and published recently in the Hearing Review on the effectiveness of hearing aids as far as a treatment for tinnitus. That harkens back to an Ear and Hearing article back in the mid-'80s that I've been handing out to patients since then. Then we read widely, and that helps with our communication with our patients. Here is something from February in the National Law Journal, pardon me, about hearing loss litigation. A recent article about the CapTel and web CapTel systems for improving telephone communication with people with hearing loss. And this one I just love. David Hawkins just did this on that 1995 hearing aid that people are getting, and we had an engineer come in just the other day and said, well, for 20 bucks I thought I'd order it and just play with it and see what it does. Do you know what it does? And we said, well, we don't know, but we don't think it's very good. And then here came this article, so I was able to give it to the patient on Thursday, and he was tickled, and we had a really good time with that. And then we go into more serious psychoacoustic discussions. We need to be well informed ourselves. We don't necessarily hand out the articles on things like dead zones, but we want to make sure we're well informed so we can discuss them. We also try and have fun, but we are practical. We have articles, books such as Sex After 60, which is in large print, but also has really a very useful article, 3 pages long, on hearing problems for people who want to have sex but can't hear each other. That is something that perhaps isn't discussed with patients very often, but I can assure you our patients like that article. The importance of audiological red flags in patient management decisions. This is a very important article that David Zapala and others wrote recently and published in JAAA. It actually goes over things that I think we almost used to take for granted in the 80s and 90s about doing the test battery. And it's here again to remind audiologists who have become so hearing aid oriented that our tests are there for the purpose of diagnosis. I highly recommend that article to all of my staff and to our referral sources as well. And then nice articles that we can share with patients about new technologies in hearing aids, such as the nonlinear frequency compression that's being used in the Phonak Naida and is turning out to be very effective for our patients.